5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had.
Bring 'em out.
Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events.
Major show alert.
All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.
Here I am, goddammit. Here I am. Welcome to the Romello Marcellus Show. I'm he is me. Yeah. One second, man. All right, we're just getting started. Welcome. Welcome to the Romello Marcellus Show. I am he is me. Yeah. Here's another day we put in the books, put in the record books. If you survived it, be thankful. Thankful for what you do have. Don't concern yourself with what you don't. Just got your health and strength and sound mind and body. You're already winning. But yeah, I'm here. And as I always do, man, I get into it. I handle the business. If you like the show, man, share it with your friends. If you're just peeping in, make sure you hit the subscribe, smash the like, pluck the bell, turn on your notifications, man. And also follow me on Instagram, IG. Double tap me. Don't show up and don't tell me you came through. Facebook. If you ain't already my friend, goddammit. Just follow me. Yeah. Anyway, man. A lot going on, man. A lot going on. You know, nice discussion is an interesting one. Interesting perspective. I think that some may agree, some may not. I mean, that's just the way of the world. That's how we go when we go. But yeah. Got to have the discussion. As some people get in the room, man, I just kind of like, I'm tightening up the ends. Anyway, man, as we jump into it, man, I wanted to touch on something else that I think that is appalling. I feel that, it's sad, but just the world we live in. Seems the Supreme Court, right, has chosen to gut a lifeline for prisoners who claim wrongful conviction. All right. The decision bars federal courts from hearing new evidence not presented in a state court as a result of ineffective legal counsel. So basically what that means is kind of like if your attorney didn't do something or enter something, you can't get back on ineffective saying he didn't do or she didn't do what they were supposed to do, i.e. Entering evidence, that kind of thing. It basically states that the U.S. Supreme Court gutted constitutional protections that for years have protected federal lifeline to innocent prisoners facing prolonged incarceration or even execution following wrongful convictions stemming from poor legal counsel given to them by the states. In a 6-3 ruling, the newly dominant right-wing majority of the nation's highest court barred federal courts from hearing new evidence that was not previously presented in a state court as a result of the defendant's ineffective legal representation. The decision means that prisoners will no longer have recourse to federal judges, even when they claim they were wrongfully convicted because of their lawyers failed to conduct their cases properly. Yeah, it's bad, man. That's terrible. I mean, you could be sitting there, man, and a piece of evidence show up. It could be DNA, it could be a witness, it could be anything. And man, This decision, man, it basically eviscerated the Supreme Court's own precedents in a move that, the three liberal justices called illogical or perverse. Man, Sotomayor slammed the decision, warning it would leave so many people to face incarceration or even execution without a meaningful chance to vindicate themselves. Man, it's a shame. The ruling, in a case kind of, in Shine versus Ramirez, it was published by Clarence Thomas, the right-wing justice who has come to the foray as a result of the court's sharp shift to the right, following Donald Trump's reappointment. He was supported by all 5 other conservative judges, including the Chief Justice, John Roberts, which I have always said, and I'll continue to state on this show: all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And you know that the majority of these cases that could potentially be overturned are cases that have been adjudicated on black and brown folks. So, if you got convicted and you got something out there, brother and sister, right now, you up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. Even if they pulled a motorboat up and threw a lifeline out there to you, there's no way you can jump off the island to get to it. This coon said, well, let me do this. The coon of coons stated the case that he presented as one of the states' rights. Basically, it's the state's rights. He said the federal court should not be allowed to override the state's core power to enforce criminal law. So, let's just say you were down in some podunk town, and your hue were a little darker, and they were able to send you away forever. You can't appeal to the higher courts or the federal courts to overrule that which the state has done, which is bad. Even to the, overall it's been kind of that way, but it's taken some time for cases to even get heard by the higher courts. But that continues to be the case. The majority ruled even where defendants are given bad legal advice by counsel provided for them by the very same states. This is why a lot of times, man, you got to know where your own ass is as a legal. You're going into the courts, man. You got to do some studying before you get there. You should know. Because a lawyer will tell you any goddamn thing, man. I've seen cases where motherfuckers have jacked themselves off with the disappearing plea agreement, with the, a whole bunch of different things, man. That guy's lining their lives away. There's some joker who actually has come in and basically put himself in a position where he could very well violate your CJA by taking some money from your people to represent you. Because, a lot of times people say, I got court appointed. But he asked me to give him $5,000 as opposed to $50,000, and at the same time, he over there talking to them people down at 555 or 999 or whatever them buildings are about getting you to plea, withholding evidence, whether exculpatory or not. Yeah. Putting you with people, putting you in places and spaces. Yeah. Shame, man. So, if you know where your ass is, you can make sure your public defender is doing what they're supposed to do. And I'll give you some advice tonight. If you ever in those situations, when you're in the courtroom, put it on the record. As long as it's on the record and it's stated on the record, it will be revisited. Let's put it that way, in the midst of your appeal. Okay? But, when we talk about it, talk about the future. Shit. Jokers, like I said, they have no federal recourse to reverse their wrongful convictions, even to death. You think about it, over a period of time, over 167 people have been found innocent beyond their deaths. Their executions, rather. The case before the justices arose after state officials in Arizona petitioned the Supreme Court to prevent two of the state's death row inmates, one with a strong case of proclaimed innocence, the other with a history of family abuse, from seeking relief in federal court from capital punishment. So, you got to recognize where you are, man. The state argued that the condemned men should not be allowed to present new evidence to a federal judge when they had failed to do so previously in state court. I'll say this. Pre-trial, man, is a motherfucker. When you're going through it, there's so much going on, because a lot of times, man, when you're doing criminal shit, the average criminal is not prepared to go to court. Usually when they're committing a crime, they're committing a crime just to get them to the next crime. All right. And, they don't account for the variables that, hey, I could potentially get caught. And I need legal representation. I need a bond. I need all of that shit. So you're at the behest of some individual that last night you got brought in and booked. And when you show up to court the next morning, they ask you, do you want one? Or if you can afford one, they usher you out and bring you back. And you're standing there with a stranger you never saw before, with a stack of papers or cases as high as the ceiling in the courtroom. And you become a number. We're just going to process you in and get you on out. There's a lot of lawyers for the condemned men pointed out that they'd only failed to present the evidence in state court because of legal counsel they had been assigned by the state was woefully inadequate. They don't have a budget. So if they're not funded to send out private investigators to do the interviews, to bring back exculpatory evidence that may help you in your case or hurt you, these are the things that need to be done, especially when you're dealing with discovery. It's a shame, man, that, you get caught up in that kind of situation and you don't know where your head is. You can't prepare a brief. You don't know what things to petition. You don't know what things to ask for to be suppressed. A lot of different things, man. And if you don't know, a lot of these lawyers, they won't do it. They figured, let me get this case closed as quickly as possible. Lunch is at noon. And let me get him to plea. Let me get him or her to plea. It goes on to say, man, that if they were blocking from petitioning a federal court, the men would in effect be sent to the death chamber simply because incompetent lawyers had misfiled a deadline or failed to uncover a glaring truth. Monday's majority ruling prompted an outpouring of angry and anguished criticism from innocence rights groups and death penalty experts. The Innocence Project said that overturning wrongful convictions was never easy, and that today's Supreme Court's decision makes it just that much harder to secure justice for wrongly convicted people. There are a lot of people still sitting on these compounds, man, on these prison yards, man, that are innocent. Wrong face, wrong place. Yeah. And the Coons opinion has also overturned previous Supreme Court rulings and abrogation of the court's own adherence to the principle of state stare decisis. Man, that's some bullshit. This is being faithful to the precedent. In 2012, the Supreme Court ruled in Martinez versus Ryan that prisoners could have access to federal court cases where they had suffered from ineffective counsel in the state courts. Basically, being able to use precedents from federal courts to apply to state courts. Now, this is the difference, right? Where a lot of times you may have state laws or state things that may not be criminal in state, but then it's criminal federal. It's kind of this is that kind of talk. if you're not following me. The Supreme Court is hell-bent on disrespecting precedent and rolling back rights. This is just what they're doing. This is some bullshit. I feel for anyone who's actually, damn, this is tough, man. I'll tell you like this, man. Okay. Let me start back. A lot of people probably. Oh, let me start here. Stare decisis is a legal precedent of determining points in litigation. Okay, according to precedent, meaning cases that have already been documented or, stand, that are decisive. You know what I mean? When a court faces a legal argument, if a previous court has ruled on the same or closely related issue, then the court will make a decision in alignment with the previous court's decision. This is what they're taking away, or one aspect or one component of it. Okay. So, this is how a lot of people were able to get back or able to get their appeals done based on federal court decisions, Supreme Court decisions. All right, so that's what stare decisis mean. Okay, but yeah, man, that's terrible, man. I don't want to drag too long on that, man. Damn. One thing is another, man. One thing is another. But anyway, man, back to this. Listen. There's a lot going on, man, and we as adults ain't all doing that. Someone said public defenders work for the government. They are overworked and underpaid and rarely fight for what's best, and they're trying to get through their caseload. Yep, that is the truth. If you're just joining the show, man, tonight the topic is. Man, should parents be held accountable for the shit their kids do? Should they? Should we parents be held accountable for the shit that our kids do? And I'm talking about, man, this disturbing pattern, man. And I think this is not anything new. It's been going on for a moment now. You think about it, the disturbing patterns and these mass shootings. These young people, man, are pulling the trigger. And it's like, wow, man. You look at the two young men that's being carried out. You think about it. They carried out the massacres in Buffalo and Unveil, Texas, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. They both bought rifles. You thinking they were what? They just turned 18? Teenagers, man. Yeah. Shame, man. The critical age, man, they're saying is that these kids are between 15 and 25. You think about 6 of the 9 deadliest mass shootings in the U.S., like in 2018, all of them were 21 or younger. Yeah. Babies, man. You think about all of it going on, man. We see two clusters when it comes to mass shooters. People in their 40s who commit workplace type shooting, like they go postal and shit, like, all right, motherfucker, you didn't fire me. You could have, matter of fact, like right now, nigga, gas is $5.11. You could have fired me before I came in this motherfucker. And yeah, I'll be right back. I'm going to my high dollar gas car and I'll be right back. That's that 40-year-old, that 30-year-old postal shit. Yeah. And then a very big cluster of these young kids out here, man, at 18, 19, 20, and 21, who seem to get caught up in social contagion or the social contagion of killing. You know, it's like Call of Duty, some kind of shit like that. They're on a mission. You know, there's no single easy explanation for why young men are more likely to engage in mass shootings. But shit, young girls, they'll pick up the goddamn gun too now. They'll pick it up. Yeah, they'll pick it up. As a matter of fact, you know what? Check this out.
We're getting our first look at the 12-year-old boy who cops say opened fire at deputies along with a 14-year-old girl. Today he was in court, and considering his age, it's hard to fathom the charges he's facing. Many news outlets have decided to show his face, even though he's a minor, because of the seriousness of the incident and the charges. Les Trent reports.
He looks like he could be in the principal's office for some silly prank at school. But this 12-year-old is in huge trouble with the law.
You're also charged with attempted first-degree murder of a law enforcement officer.
Travis O'Brien and a 14-year-old girl are accused of opening fire on cops during a 30-minute shootout.
Now, where the mom and daddy at? Where they at?
Gunshot fired. Everybody get hard cover.
They were coming out to kill cops.
The 12-year-old did not speak during today's hearing, at which the judge referred to him as Mr. O'Brien.
Thank you, Mr. O'Brien.
Cops say the boy and the girl ran away from a home for troubled youth. They broke into a house and found 2 shotguns.
See, it's a difference. Now they're willing to throw one of their own away because they came from a home for troubled youth. Right.
An AK-47 and a handgun. When cops arrived, the girl reportedly said to the boy, "I'm going to roll this down like GTA," referring to the violent video game Grand Theft Auto.
Shooting out the rear window toward my direction.
Deputies ducked for
racking
cover
up, huh?
behind trees.
They just busted out the window in the back. Stand by. Female has a shotgun in her hand. Stand by. Put the guns down now!
That's all they got.
She's got the AK.
Here you go. Put the guns down now. Behind a tree. You got a baby in the park a couple years ago with a pellet gun. Never had a chance.
And a shotgun. She's wrapped
Complexion for the collection, for the protection.
around the top of her neck.
Then came the stunning realization that they were being fired upon by children.
Hey guys, just hold behind hard cover. Let's not shoot these kids, man. Let's just hold on. Take our time. 10-4, they're shooting at me. She's re-racking around inside the shotgun.
Now, how many times have you ever heard that with a black baby out there? As a matter of fact, I don't know many black babies that didn't bust back at cops. They were really kind of caught up in the midst of movement, or they thought they had, or it appeared to be, and it was merely a hero sandwich or a cell phone. Yeah. I wish they were more patient with us than they are with these motherfucking babies actually busting at their asses with intent to lop their head off the side of their body with that 223 round that's coming out that AK.
Let's not engage them anymore. Let's not challenge them. Just hold behind hard cover. We're just going to hang out here.
Ooh, they're just not going to challenge them. They're going to hold there. Let that been 2 black babies. They would have rushed that house. They'd have brought in the tank, shields, and went and got them babies. Actually, they would have, yeah. This wouldn't have gone like this.
You can hear one officer praying it doesn't end badly.
Don't let me do this.
Wow. Wow.
Don't do this.
You can hear the restraint of the deputies pleading not to have to use it.
Man, where the fuck was the restraint? Boy, there's so many cases we could talk about right now that lacked restraint in situations where wrong face, wrong place, fucked up time. Yeah.
Their guns.
Cops say the girl, seen in this photo given to the news media by her father, was shot and wounded when she refused orders to drop the shotgun and opened fire from.
I mean, you can't make this shit up. I mean, y'all watching it like I'm watching it. Can't make it up.
Behind a parked car.
You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least 10 bullet holes.
30 seconds later, young Travis O'Brien came out of the house with his hands raised.
They shot through the bedroom window. They shot from the garage door. I mean, this is like Bonnie and Clyde.
Now these juvenile Bonnie and Clyde desperados have to face the music.
You're also charged with attempted first-degree murder of a law enforcement officer.
Wow. Yeah. You know, just like I know, that conversation that little guy's having, it wouldn't have happened. And I'm going to say less. But when we talk about it, man, I guess because they don't have any parents, but these other shooters do, should their parents be held in any way accountable for the shit that they do? Or let's say that we look at our kids, you know, and the way that they are moving about and doing things. Should they be held, or should we be held accountable? You know, even down to shoot. All right, here's an example. How many of you got these, right? There you go. Cotton training, out here, moving and doing and what have you. See, here's the thing, right? All right, it's summer. And most people will say you got the right to wear what you want to wear, right? But on the flip side, that brings a whole lot of extra trouble. And I'm doing this to get to a point, right, where you know, we can view something else that actually took place and occurred. Okay. For all intents and purposes, man, it's like this. Things can happen. All right. That we feel that we should have control over, but we don't. But then when we don't have the control, who are we to blame? Okay. You know, you think about this, right? Fathers, get in the room with me on this one. All right? Get in the room. Here we go.
Detectives say just before that young man was seen on that Ring doorbell video asking for help and to come in, he was running away from this house where they say he had just shot and killed the man inside who just found him in the bedroom with his 15-year-old daughter. Detectives say this is 19-year-old James Bryant Jr. hopping into a stranger's driveway Sunday morning and up to his door. The man inside, a father himself, did not open the door.
Yo, what's up?
Hello, can I use the phone real quick?
My phone?
Yeah, my phone there.
Detectives say a few blocks away, Alberto Hernandez Jr. had awoken to find Bryant inside his 15-year-old daughter's bedroom, where she told detectives she'd let him in at 2 a.m. and they'd had sex. She told them Bryant pulled a gun on her father, saying he wasn't going to jail. Hernandez yelled at his wife to call 911. The gun went off. The men began fighting, and both of them ended up shot. Hernandez died minutes later, but Bryant got away.
What happened? You okay?
No, I'm hurt. I just use your phone.
Bryant told the man inside his car was broken down, but as the sirens got closer, he got more desperate.
We're going to leave it right there. The reason I'm saying this is this, man. This is a pretty common situation, and it's a gray area, right? A lot of things I can't condone, a lot of things I don't condone. But when you talk about two teenagers, it's real sketchy and gray. My question would be to you guys, who would be responsible in this picture or in this scenario? Would it be the father? Would it be guy? Would it be the girl who welcomed him in to the home? Who? Would it be his parents because he was way on the other side of town with a gun in this man's house with his daughter at 2 or 3 in the morning? Yeah, there's so many variables. You know, someone asked me about, young girls, they're walking around just willy-nilly, trying to be grown. Let me say this, most guys, they don't see what we used to see because they're more developed nowadays. So more guys are visual until they get up on it, and then they'll understand that it's young. But let me just say this. When you attract bees, you get bees. The question is, are you watching your kids when they leave the house? Are you watching their kids as they move about you? Are you talking to them? Because you can't tell me that. You mean to tell me you got kids living in your house and you don't know what the fuck they doing? You haven't addressed their mental stability or status? You know, the fact they sit on a game that's programming them. They're on a game for hours at a time. You know, I saw the I got in trouble. I got banned, I guess, on Facebook because I posted the actual video of the Buffalo massacre, the shooting. And guy, I guess he was wearing a GoPro, but he's talking like he's playing Call of Duty. Hey, I'm pulling up now. It's about to happen. No turning back. And I'm getting out. And then boom, he starts on his thing, you know, on his tirade, on his, you know, on his way to mess up people's lives forever. And the whole movement is an exact acting out of these first shooter games. This is why a lot of these kids are numb to the fact that they're potentially taking a life because shit, they're sitting there doing it all day long. It's just like a flight simulator. Most pilots, they jump in a simulator before they jump in the air. So you sit there and you simulate that you're flying and you're landing and you're going up and you're going down. And after a while, shit, you get behind the wheel and it's like nothing. I'm in the air. And you're getting your hours in. The same thing. I don't know, man. The programming's different because they begin to live in that world. I remember years ago, they used to have these things, or these games called like Dungeons and Dragons years ago. And the kids that were playing them, they would get so spaced out playing the games, you know, whether it was acid or whatever they were dropping and having these bad trips. And they would kill themselves and kill each other because they were being actual dwarfs and monsters and shit like that. But, you know, now you got Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas. I mean, all the, you know, these actual realistic looking games that people can actually apply to whatever their emotional state of mind or state of being is. But as parents, shit, we just say, oh, he's just up there playing the game. Won't even peek your head in and see what's up with the game. What's going on with the game that you bought. And in all actuality, did you know that when we talk about conspiracy, that makes you an unwilling participant, or could very well make you an unindicted co-conspirator to the action of your child, because the child may have had that thought that, shit, I don't like the kids at school and I wish that I could put them in this game and shoot them. But it's a game that you bought for the $60 or whatever it is, to the $500 console, all of that. You upgraded the internet in your house so it could stream higher, stream faster. You bought the new headset so they can talk shit to each other to a motherfucker in Canada or wherever they playing or whoever they playing against in the game. And see, what people don't understand, the further fuel that's painted in that equation is that, a lot of bullying goes on these games. Shit talking, So you don't know who you're talking to and how this may be received or how it may fuel energies in an individual that's sitting there playing this game. Yeah. But like I said, man, the overt act or the thought of the act sprouted the conspiracy. And a lot of times we parents, we along for the ride, whether we know it or not. And sometimes that shit can backfire on you. Look at the Melendez brothers, for those who were around at that time. And there's a whole bunch of other examples I could use, but that's just the one that came to my mind, So my question to you is, like I said, should the parents be held accountable for what the children do? So when I say that, it states this: I supplied the house, I supplied the electric, I supplied the game that he bought or she bought and is playing, the place and time for them to concoct this idea of acting out this game under my roof. Yeah. And I said, it's okay for you to play your game for 4, 5, 6 hours a day. Did you do your homework? Sure, go ahead and play your game. Go practice. Yeah. The whole time, maybe I wasn't unaware, or maybe I was aware of your potential mental state. Yeah. But I don't know, man. I think maybe some people need to wake up and stop being absentee parents. Yeah. And that goes across the board in every aspect. You got these young guys out here, man, that are really being driven by a bunch of goofies, man, that are being, perpetuated to be leadership. And not so much leadership, but, the thing to be. How's that? The cool kids. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. One thing or another, man. I think that we are all responsible, and we should all be responsible for each other in some way, shape, or form. And someone asked me earlier how I felt about women. You walk around and you expose, certain things. It is summer. You want to be wearing as less as possible because you want to be cool. Can you hear me now? Am I clear? Am I clear? Am I coming through clear? Someone says my audio is cracking. Am I clear? All right. Someone asked me about whether a woman should be able to wear what she wants. Sure, she can wear whatever the hell she wants, but be ready for whatever comes with that shit. Because just like you feel that you have the right to wear what you want to wear, you can't stop an individual from expressing what they feel about what you're wearing, whether they like it or dislike it. Now, no one should be ever in the mindset that they have the right to come up and touch you or approach you or do that kind of thing. But hey, you can't stop an individual from looking, and you can't stop an individual from commenting. So the thing is, the question was further asked that, okay, let's just say something happened to the individual because she was, I guess, provocatively dressed. And would it be a or a position of victim blaming? Well, that's what the system does. They ask the question. They have to be practical in their questioning. Well, what was she doing? Where was she? Was she under the influence of anything? Okay, well, how was she dressed? Did she attract that kind of unwarranted attention? Was she by herself? What time of day or night it was? Because you got a lot of females that'll move around. Okay, fuck, I'm going to the gym 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. Or you want to walk a dog at 9 and 10 o'clock at night. and think that are you okay with a dog, and you know ain't nobody gonna bother you. But shit, if you put yourself in harm's way, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna come meet you somewhere. Yeah, it's just about being responsible, man. Got to be responsible. Yeah. I just came in, man, to put a little paint where it ain't, man. I really wasn't feeling it tonight, but I got obligations to fill, and here I am. God damn it, here I am. Yeah, this is some shit. Clarence Thomas, man, he is the coon of the week. Now let me do this right. He's the coon of the week. Fuck him. Shame, man. Out here doing things that will not afford people the rights to get back to their families or their lives, especially if they are innocent of something, which further denigrates this law or the law of this land or the one of the constitutions, i.e. being we're free until, innocent until proven guilty. But even still, what I don't like is that in most cases, the burden of proof is often flip-flopped. You're at a disadvantage because now you have to prove that you're innocent as opposed to them proving that you're guilty. That's wild. But that's the world we live in, especially if you're black. Yeah. I don't care who you are, man. It's going to always be a black and white thing, just like on the paper that they apply the charges or the indictments for. So just recognize that. Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm tired of talking to you motherfuckers. I'm tired, goddammit. Tonight I am. Oh man, watch it out here, man, as y'all moving around. The weather's changing. Got hot real quick. A lot of the habitat in the world, the animals have not had a chance to really incubate as they are, and they're a little more aggressive. I was bitten by a brown recluse spider, man, messed my leg up bad, y'all. So yeah, I've been out of it. And yeah, watch yourself. Watch yourself. You don't want this. Not good. I'll be back here tomorrow, man. I'll be back here tomorrow. But tonight, let me tell you what I need you to do. Before bed, hit the pillow. Be thankful. Express your thanks. Express your gratitude to the Creator, to God, to one's self, the God in you. And don't wrestle with people, man. Wrestle with the man in you or the woman in you. If you can beat that war, man, there's no more wars for you to fight. Love yourself. Let people see you loving yourself and all you're getting. Shit. Get the fuck off my line. Good night.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had.
Bring 'em out.
Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest balls from business, entertainment, love, and life.
I had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events.
Major show alert.
All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.